the suppression, the use of marijuana.
Hello?
You gotta talk.
Like I normally talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be loud.
Because you speak at a normal, I was going to say temperature. God, I'm drunk, you guys. You speak at a normal volume.
My problem is I don't speak loud enough, but I laugh insanely loud. And
Yeah.
it's so annoying to
I'm the
edit.
opposite.
I actually don't mind laughing loudly.
Yeah. You're valid.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Sounds about right.
Oh, you are allowed to swear, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, that's
thank
not
God.
prohibited from this situation.
The radio it is. The dump button is broken in there.
So if we
and
cuss,
we've never said fuck
it
on the
will
radio,
automatically go
but I was
through.
really stressed that we were going to.
Because it's
When
me.
are they going to fix it?
Who
I hope
knows?
soon. I didn't get an update.
Public media
Dump
just
button.
got not
So-
funded.
If you say
so-
something, you just click
You
it.
click it and
it'll bleep it.
Gets no, it doesn't bleep it. It takes out the last 8 seconds, and then it very
Oh.
slowly, like
Splices it back
elongates. Yeah, what you're saying a little bit, so that theoretically you can't really notice a difference, which is crazy. But we've never had to use it. Knock on wood. But God, I'm so stressed. I desperately need them to fix that so that at least I have like the backup. Like we've never sworn on the radio.
You keep saying that. Now it's going to be an issue.
I know.
Stop
I'm
jinxing
sorry.
it. That's
I'm
why
just.
I stopped you on Friday. You were going to tell
Yeah,
me
that's
that it was
true.
going to be so chill.
I know.
I was like, stop.
Stop. That's. I tried explaining this whole concept to Sam, and he just looked at me like I was crazy.
No.
And
Jinxing
you,
things?
I like.
like when you are working in a restaurant or like cafe, and you make any sort of comment about
Oh,
what's
it's
going
so
on.
slow.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
Or like what I was trying. What I wanted to imply, and I did impart this, was like that. The time frame that I had been there was the busiest time, and I just said, "Well, normally," and she was like, "Don't say it." I was like, "Okay, but you know."
You know what I'm saying.
And we imparted it, and it was fine.
But he
and we
also
had a
looked at
brain
me
conversation.
like I was crazy because I told him that like having kids during a full moon proves that all astrology is somewhat real because they're insane.
oh yeah, and also like Halloween
Yes. Like
with
if you have children
first
or you're a
responders.
teacher, they will tell you that they are all awful and weird and on crack.
Insane.
Have you ever watched the show 911?
oh yeah,
No.
full
Yeah.
moons
Always.
and Halloween are always insane.
I know.
Fantastic.
It's
There's
so
an
good.
episode of Grey's Anatomy too where it's a full moon and
Word.
shit goes
Sideways.
nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, great.
Sick.
What is the thing? I'm Tia,
I'm Jamie.
I'm Ryan,
and we've got a guest. Say hi, Sanaa.
Hi.
Great.
and we're
That's
the
Sanaa.
ADHD
We're the
queens.
ADHD queens in
With
Sanaa.
Sanaa.
That's probably the worst.
Doesn't matter.
It's
We did it.
fine.
We have ADHD, and we don't always do things correctly.
or ever. I think
Or
I mess this
consistently.
up every
I
time.
think every single time, but that's
It's
okay.
fine.
We don't need it.
Cool. What did we do?
Sanaa is from Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, and we read a
You were
book.
born here, but your family's from
Yes.
Afghanistan. Okay, cool.
Quality.
So we're gonna do Afghanistan this month.
What was the book called?
Above Us the Milky Way by Fowzia Karimi.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And I would like to start off by saying, hey, Sanaa, what the fuck?
Yeah, this was a lot.
And you didn't reread it recently. When did you read this?
Like 2021.
Okay, what spoke to you about this book?
Honestly, it was just interesting. Like
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
my
that is a descriptor.
with my family, like the way that even when I tell you guys stories about like how crazy life was for my family, it was never like this bad.
Yeah.
Like the way that because I think my parents, they were too young to like know this side of the war.
Sure.
And then before they left, that it was like before all of the wars happened in Afghanistan again. So they never really felt it as bad. And then all of a sudden I'm like reading this book and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's
But
a
it was
lot.
still interesting because like it was kind of weird because my parents don't vocalize their family that much.
Yeah.
Like, especially over there. I think they like don't acknowledge it. I didn't even know my dad had a brother that
What?
was still in Afghanistan
Oh my God.
until 2020. And he was like, oh yeah, my brother Mir Weiss. Yeah, his like
casually
my
drops
brother
that.
Mir Weiss and his 16 children are still there. And I was like,
Back up.
yeah,
Damn.
seriously.
That poor woman.
And I also have another question. Is this book what taught you what a leak was?
A leak?
Yes. Because I remember having a whole conversation with you about leeks because you call them something different.
Oh no.
And this book they grow leeks in their
Yeah,
garden.
they do.
Oh yeah.
And I
Was
remember
that when
having-
you learned what a leak was?
No, I was describing it to Ryan because I couldn't remember what the word was.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
gotcha.
Because I kept saying it in Farsi. I kept saying it
gotcha.
in Farsi and being like, Ryan, I really want this. Like, I want to explain this to you, but I couldn't. And you were trying so hard to tell me.
Yeah, and it was just a leak.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
no,
like a
that's
30-minute
so funny.
conversation about leaks.
Every time you say leak, I keep thinking of what is it called? Stormy with the
Cloudy with a
Cloudy
chance of
with
meatballs.
chance.
yes.
Meatballs.
And there's just a leak in the boat, and it's just this little leak, and he screams.
Yes. very
I didn't
good.
see that movie, but I saw that clip.
That is the only clip you need.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
You
kind
didn't
of
watch
cute.
that movie?
No, I don't. There's a lot of movies I haven't watched.
I'll make you a list.
We have to, not in this moment because we're doing something else. We have to talk about Princess Bride because you just watched The Princess Bride, okay?
Oh.
So yeah,
Oh.
we're not,
That's
we
fun.
can't do that right now.
Yeah, no.
We will have a conversation. I meant
Okay.
to ask you about that yesterday.
What is the
book.
not plot?
Okay,
'Cause
so
that didn't
do you
have
want
a
to?
plot.
Do you have any?
Oh, right. I have stuff to say,
Yeah.
I guess. I was on top of my shit last month, and I am not this month. I don't know.
Tia has
why.
ADHD.
And it's kicked in for this time. So only thing contextually that I learned was that there was 3 Anglo-Afghan wars before 1920. And so all of the other ones, the ones that we probably grew up learning about, are all different wars. There's a lot of wars. Like I can't count. There's too many. So that helps clarify the book because I was like, which war? And they're like, no, it's literally all of them.
It's just
all the time.
There's
It's
just wars.
the war.
The
Yeah.
war, because it's just always going.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, cool. So that's all I got for history because there's just a lot of war.
Yeah.
I think
There's
it
a
just
2001
never.
to 2021 war.
I
Yeah.
think it just never spreads as bad as it did in the 80s. Like, I think it like centralized to one location and then it didn't spread too much because they kind of like fucked off after that.
Yeah.
But in this last one, they managed to get to like the big cities and that was what kicked everyone out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like the great move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I don't even know what caused my family to like move. I know
Yeah.
that my dad, like 5 years before, like at my parents' wedding, my dad had a boot and a cast on because his foot had like shrapnel from
Oh my
a
God.
rocket.
Jesus.
Literally didn't know that. My mom just like showed me the shrapnel one day.
What?
And she was just like, here, this was in your father's foot. And it like straight up had like dried blood.
Oh my
on the
God.
gauze. And I was like, Mother, why do you still have this? Is this not traumatizing?
That's-
I'm sorry.
Well, and there's a person in the book that does exactly that. He
Yeah.
has a piece of shrapnel
Yeah.
on his like temple, and
He's
he's
like,
like, "I'm going into surgery. I'll show you the
Yeah.
piece when I get out."
Literally. And then like my brother, the middle brother, Ahmed, he's the one with the adorable children.
Sure.
Um,
I'm familiar.
yes.
Chicken nugget.
Chicken nugget.
Aw.
Oh my God. I have to show you new pictures. Anyways, he was also hit with a rocket, but like it was in their family home.
Oh.
The family home went down. His parents were killed. And so then that's when
Yeah.
my mom adopted them. But I
Right.
didn't really know where his scar on his hand, I don't remember which hand it was, but like one hand is like completely non-functioning. Like
Oh my God.
it's like stuck like this. So like when he would get, I could tell that he got frustrated, but like when he was taking care of the kids when they were babies, like changing diapers, he couldn't really like use the other
Yeah.
hand. And I could see the frustration in his eyes, but I knew that he wouldn't let it get to him. And I think that like when that happened, that might have been the trigger, because when my dad was injured, they still like stayed there for 5 years. Like my sister was born in Kabul.
Yeah.
Like, but I think that was what caused the move. But I don't know what caused the rest of my family, because I think my mom was like one of the last to move.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was very interesting because like my grandma was already here in the 90s, like early 90s.
Oh.
And that was confusing for me. Like, what? My grandma was here in the early 90s. My grandpa, I thought my grandpa died in Afghanistan. No, he died in Lincoln, Nebraska, is buried in Omaha. Low-key, I should have known that. I should have known that because like I can't read the Farsi like symbols, the Farsi language on his stone, so I never knew who it was. And
right.
like,
Okay. Yeah.
in our like
I'll
we
teach you because I'm
yeah,
learning
seriously. And like we never knew their first names because it's like really bad to like say a elder's first name or mimicking, so you can't name kids after your elders.
Sure.
Because that's just disrespectful, I guess.
Interesting.
But I like the only reason I know my grandma's first names is because I had to take them to the doctor all the time, and I just like needed to know their names legally. But like I would just call them Bobo and BB. Like I literally never knew their names.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't know. It's like really weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Word. So, yeah, lots of wars bring lots of people here.
Here we are.
Yeah.
It's like we cause it or something.
It's like we cause it or something over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah. So, again, this is another one of those books that I don't really have a strict plot summary. So I'm just going to give a little feel for what we're doing here.
It is pretty much just vibes.
It is just vibes.
Dark, terrible vibes, but vibes.
So for genre, I put memoir ? Ish, but not really, because so a quote that I wrote down. I wrote down a couple quotes. The author also narrates the book in the audiobook, which was really fun.
Yeah.
So I always love that because I know that like everything is pronounced the way that it's supposed to be pronounced, and they can sort of give inflection where like they meant it to be.
Right.
So she kind of talks about this book and what it is a couple times. So I took down a couple quotes.
She breaks
so
the fourth wall
a lot.
I was
Quite
like,
a lot.
Bro, I can't keep up with you.
So she says, "What I tell you is not the story of my childhood as it occurred neatly, chronologically, but of my childhood as I experienced it internally. Its tales pulled up by a rope and pulley, bucket after bucket." And then later she says, "If you look for a biography, look elsewhere. It is a dream I offer you."
Yeah.
So it's kind of a memoir. It is a story of it is all based off of her life, and seemingly a lot of it is her actual life, but she is not trying to impart the story to you. She is trying to impart feeling and emotion and just, again, vibes. So the main characters are the mother and the father and the movable sisters. So they all have there's 5 of them. She tells you that multiple times. There's 5
sisters.
Or 1,000.
Or multiple.
Sometimes it's 1.
Sometimes it's 10.
Yeah.
But
it just keeps going.
like numerically speaking 5, but the vibes go kind of everywhere. So they're the movable sisters. A big part of this, the story kind of has to do with like who you are, where you are, and does where you are matter to who you are? How does that change? Are you the same person when you're in the same place and all that stuff? Reflecting a lot on personages. I don't know if maybe I just missed it. I don't know which sister she is.
Oh no, I don't think
that we know. So we don't do like the first, second, third, fourth, fifth sisters. We do like the one who reads.
There's
the
one dreamer.
The dreamer,
the sleeper, the dreamer, the reader,
the walker, wasn't it? There's like a
sleepwalker.
Sleepwalker.
Yeah. And even then, she also gives them other adjectives.
Yeah,
so then they like overlap.
You never necessarily know if she's talking about one that she's already talked about or a new one. So
and then there's also like the children and the girls.
Yeah.
Yes. So the children are the youngest 3. And the girls are the older 3, even though the middle one is technically in both classes.
Yes.
And that is a whole
that is a
other
big
element.
yeah.
Anyway, a lot of
So,
different ways to describe that
the
there are
sisters.
five
There are
physical
five-
human beings that are
5
sisters.
humans. So basically what so much of this is little vignettes. It's another vignette book of like their life and just also other people in Afghanistan who are here from Afghanistan and their lives and stuff like that. So I have specifically 4 little stories just to give you like a vibe. So this seemingly was her actual mother because we kind of come back to this story multiple times. How she got passports for the family because the father was on like a list somewhere. His name got turned over as, you know, like a anti-establishment, whatever, whether or not, and it seems like he helped someone else escape, which is how his name got on the list. So she goes and gets someone to help her forge paperwork. If forging is a little bit loose, but also a little bit too strict, she basically goes up to this guy and is like, please, I need you to help me write this paper. And what the paper needed to be was to say that she and her daughter is dying, and she and her daughter each need passports. And she needed to go and get this signed by the official that needed to sign it. But she needed whoever was making this paperwork to leave a spot so that she could add, and my husband, and
my
change
four
it
other
5 daughters. So instead of just my daughter, my 5 daughters, and my husband and myself. So she does get some guy to help her with that. And so after the signature that says you and your daughter need a passport, she changes it to say all of them, and they get all 5 signatures, and then they leave the country.
Yeah.
So that is definitely.
And even the official is like, hey, don't tell anyone that I'm the one
Yes.
doing this for you because this seems maybe not
This seems
quite
maybe a little
right.
sketchy.
Yeah.
But, you know, he does it and they get out. So that is like how they escape. So that is like actually the author's personal history. And then they have sort of like an adoptive-ish son. So like friends of the family, they died, ? And then the parents kind of pseudo-adopted this son, and very similar to how your parents pseudo-adopted your siblings. And he's so excited. The dad is really excited because his, adoptive son is about to get married. He gets killed by soldiers right before the wedding.
In like a terrible way.
Yup.
There's a lot of
graphic,
of
really fucking depressing shit.
yeah.
Another one was a mother shoots up a bunch of soldiers who come to take her husband
I
away.
appreciated
That was crazy. She tells all of her kids, I think she just has daughters too. She just tells them like, go hide. And the soldiers come in and are like, where's your man? Blah, blah, blah. I'm playing them as Southern white gentlemen, but they are very clearly not that. But, just like, oh, where is he? Where is he? We'll just wait here. And like giving her eyes that we don't like. And then she just goes and gets a gun and just slaughters all of them.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, she says she gets a rifle and then she fires like 17 or 20 extra shots out the back door. And I was like, how does a rifle have, and then I remembered automatic weapons exist.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah.
So the last one that I wrote down was maybe the most depressing for me. I don't know why. All of them are extremely depressing. But this one was, this man was held in prison for 8 years for like no reason, really. Like, ties to whatever, very loose, no actual reason. He finally gets out. He goes home to his wife, and he is so excited to be out of prison. And he's at dinner at his sister's house with her husband. So he with his wife at his sister's house, her husband. A rocket hits a neighbor's house and kills the wife and the brother-in-law. So now he and his sister are left alone. And he literally just got out of prison after 8 years for nothing. And a rocket at a separate house ruins his whole life again. Yeah. So, that's it that I have for like the plot, quote unquote.
Yeah.
How about
there's lots more stories.
There's so many
from
more
there,
stories,
There
and we
was-
will probably.
There's two.
Yeah,
One
if
story that I
anybody-
have a question about
Yes.
that maybe someone else understood that I did not, and then one that took me like a solid 30 minutes later, and then I was like, it clicked in my brain, and I was like, oh, that's what happened. Okay, so the first one, I have a question. There's one where this boy is like 14 years old, and he's like going to be like conscripted. And so the mom wraps him in a shroud and is like, play dead. And then the soldiers unwrap him and he is dead.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand
what I got from
what
it
happened there.
was that, or what I believe happened is that it was better for him to die by her hand than to go and fight.
Oh, got it. Okay. Because I was like, wait, he was alive when she wrapped him.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know if it was he was already dead and she was dreaming, like making that up in her brain that she was wrapping him,
I
or if it was that.
Yeah.
didn't end up with a solid. I was like, something happened.
Yeah.
My brain was either one of those two things, but I do think that that's probably the more likely what you said, Tiah.
Well, and yeah, like it took me a hot minute. Like I sat there questioning it for a while, but that's what my brain did put that as like, okay, well, she killed him to make sure that he didn't get tortured
kind of like
to
Tuck
death.
to Me.
Yeah.
Where like she shoots the baby.
Yeah.
She has one bullet
God,
left, and
that
instead of
messed me up.
yeah, it did.
I did not realize the baby was shot, and then they had to
Yeah,
tell
I'm
me.
so sorry. It was. I mean, is like this exact situation.
It was also ambiguous. Like it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't
but
like
There were
I'm
context
putting
clues that it
baby.
was like the baby's
the baby,
one that died.
but yeah.
Okay, then the other
So the other one.
the other vignette that took me too long to click in my brain. A woman is like, her daughter is gone, and then soldiers bring her daughter in quotes and are like, this is your daughter, but the girl is pregnant and the woman's daughter was a virgin.
Oh yeah.
And so, but she throws herself onto the dead girl who is pregnant and says like, so she says something along the lines of like, I had to make them believe that she was mine.
Did you read? I thought I remember this because that like fucked me up. Like, because I think the woman was beheaded.
yes.
And
Yes.
her head was in her shirt, so that was the pregnant.
Yeah,
part.
she wasn't pregnant.
She wasn't pregnant.
Oh.
They just like it looked like she was pregnant, but her head was in her shirt, and
Got
that's
it.
why the dude was like, I'll take care of it," because nobody, like the mom was so unwell and didn't want to get the head from under her.
Okay,
shirt.
so I fully misunderstood it then, even when it did click for me, because for me it was like, oh, my daughter got away.
Oh,
I need to pretend that this dead girl is my daughter.
that's fair.
I like that better.
That yeah.
we can go with that.
No, that does make sense though, because I do remember them saying like she was beheaded, which is why the woman was confused that this girl is pregnant,
Yeah.
and my daughter was not pregnant.
But then she kind of clocks that, oh, that's where the head is.
Oh yeah, no, my
Okay.
brain was like, oh, she just got raped a lot.
Oh.
So
that
it
that
was
is what I
also
thought
not
at
great.
first until it said something about the beheading, and I was like, oh my
I
God.
think I didn't catch that part.
Yeah.
There was a lot of struggles with me. And
It was,
sticking
that's
to
fair.
it.
Okay, so first impressions.
Yes.
Everything went into one ear and out the
other.
It was so difficult. So you said you liked that the author was the narrator.
Oh, you did not?
I hated the way she narrated
Oh,
it.
no, I'm so sorry.
It got better as the book went on, but in the beginning, her voice was so flat.
Yes.
It was very flat, and it didn't inflect up or down, and then there was so many lists that she would say like, the person did this and this and this and this and this, and as she said the lists, she would like get faster as she was saying
Yes.
all the things
Yeah.
in the list, and it was just so hard for me to listen to. And I don't know if it was like the timbre of her voice, or if it was like just the way that she was reading it, or a combination of both, but I did not like it until much later in the book.
I think my struggle was that like there is a certain level of like speaking where I will just start to zone out because it's so like, I don't know, relaxing. Like her voice is very soothing.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah,
it
it
didn't
did.
fluctuate a whole lot, I didn't know when to like come back into the story.
I think there was a purpose for the flatness because
Sure.
it wasn't really like storytelling. It was
Yeah.
more so just like, oh, this was traumatizing as fuck, and this doesn't like, it's just a flat story.
Yeah.
Like this is just her story.
I think that's probably fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was what was going with that.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
now.
But yeah, so in the beginning, especially even in the foreword, she has a foreword and then she starts the book. And even in the foreword, it was so like lyrically written
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that it was hard to understand by listening to it. I think if I had
Okay,
read this,
here's the thing. I found there's an ebook of it on Hoopla, and I wish that I had read the ebook instead of listened to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because it's another one of those where like the physical media, it's not that it's so different. Like there are other ones that we've read where like, wow, that was impossible.
Yeah.
But it's more like Belonging, the Nora Krug book that we did, of like she sort of like, it's not fully a scrapbook like Belonging is, but she sort of formats stuff a little bit different, and there are photos. Like she has photos in the book sometimes of like
Yeah.
like their last day in Afghanistan. Like she has a photo of them at the airport, and there's so many, like sometimes when she just like says a word or two, it's like separated out on purpose.
Yeah.
yeah,
and so
there was a chapter, and the chapter title was "Look Out," and the contents of the chapter was "Look Within," the book says, and the way that was read was "Look out." Look within, says the book, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
So like
So
I think
I
that
think-
the formatting would help with
Yes.
a lot of
Super
those
important.
things.
So I was thinking that, well, and I also think it's really interesting because, another thing that I didn't say that is important to this is it's called an illuminated alphabet because every single chapter starts with a different letter. But I do think, do we know, did this originate in English or was it translated? Because a lot of the things
I don't know.
were not the same letter, you know? Because like, you know, G, gravity, fine. But there was like one that was like, I can't even remember. The first word that she talks about, because sometimes she gets into other words. So I was like, oh, maybe the first word is the letter of the alphabet, but later as we get down, we just do different letters. But I'm starting to wonder if like the whole thing is just translated.
Yeah, I think
Is
it
it?
is. I think
Yeah.
it is because you're reminded. You guys just listened to it, right?
Yes.
You didn't see she has pictures throughout all of.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what she
I
just
said
said.
that.
Oh, sorry.
Girly. Yes. No, but she does. But do you think it's translated for like the letters?
Oh, fully.
Okay,
Like fully.
cool.
While I was reading it, I was like, that letter. Doesn't.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I was thinking. And so I was like, I wonder if this isn't a language that I don't speak. So I have absolutely no idea. She does talk a lot about like the old language and the new language and
Yeah.
whatever. So like I would understand if with her, even though she like has lived in the US seemingly for a while and she speaks English, I would understand if she wrote it in probably
No, it
Farsi.
was originally published in English.
It was in English? Okay, then I don't
I have no idea.
understand
Then maybe
why.
it was just like her interpretation of the translation.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I didn't notice that there was any letters that were like very different. Because like I know
There
that
was, because I mean, like there was a lot going on. No, I don't want that. Give me this.
Because V was vowel.
Oh, there's a
J was
drawing. Got it.
Can you just?
There's a drawing of a headless corpse.
Joy. What? Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so let's see. Yeah, like B, soothsayer. C, friends. D, moored. E,
Oh.
division. G, gravity. Great. H, the
but
getter.
but in the chapters that are titled with the letter, it'd
Yeah.
be like the letter B, and there would be a B word.
And
Okay.
then after they would say the vignette title and then
Yeah.
say
Okay.
the vignette. So
Maybe I missed some of that.
I don't know if we read a different version, but I do remember that specifically because I tried to keep tabs on all the letters.
I was trying to follow the
I
letters,
couldn't.
but like some of them, it was like, what confused me is like gravity was the G word.
Yeah.
But like seemingly some of them weren't,
So
which is what I was like, but how does
W
that?
was water.
Z was
Yeah,
Senate.
and some of them
A
made sense. R was
Q
river.
was questions.
Yeah.
I think A was answers.
I think it was above, wasn't it? No. maybe
Above
don't
was
know.
mentioned several times.
Yeah, and
I
there
do
were
like there were
several
several
chapters
vignette
called-
that
Yeah.
had
Oh.
repeated titles, and that was like throwing me for a loop.
The M one was above the Milky Way.
Yeah.
That's what I
Above us, the
remember.
Milky
And
Way.
then
Yeah.
above us the Milky Way. And
They're
I was
like,
just like,
"Haha,
You said the thing.
it's the title.
That
yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
Um,
even look for that. I was like, I always like to listen for when they like reference the title in the book, and I couldn't hear it because there was so much
Yeah.
I
will
rewinding and going back.
I feel like, and this might be a hot take, I feel like I vibed with this one better than I did Bitter Orange Tree.
Okay.
I internalized more of it.
Me too.
And I don't know if it's because it's longer or because like I feel like Bitter Orange Tree was trying to pretend like there was a through line plot.
yeah,
And
I
this
could
one
see
did
that.
not pretend that at all.
It was like,
Yeah.
no, there's not. And
This one
I'm
is
telling
just-
you to make sure you know that
And
it's not
she told you
And she
multiple
does,
times.
yeah. She says like
Yeah.
if you're looking for
this.
Yeah,
if
if you're
you're
looking
looking
for a
for-
biography, it is a dream that I give
Yeah,
you.
and
That
then
helped
even
me
within-
feel so much better when she
throughout
said
the
that.
book.
I was
Yes.
like, okay, great.
Yeah, no,
Different
and that's what I
variations.
liked about it was like I don't have to remember everything that happened in this book.
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to get the vibes, and I felt like I got the vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did think that I liked this more than Bitter Orange Tree, and I did like Bitter Orange Tree enough. I just didn't. I couldn't internalize very much of what happened.
I think I wanted so badly to like this book, but there's just it for me it's like almost equivalent with Bitter Orange Tree. But I think it really would have made a big difference if I had physically read it. I might have
Yeah.
gotten much more impact, but because I was trying so hard to like hear it, I couldn't not enjoy.
Enjoy
But, like, you
is-
know,
But it was beautifully written though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, like it is kind of like an enjoyable thing to hear.
It's also like so metaphor heavy
yes.
Yeah.
that like sometimes the metaphors got a little lost on me, but like they were written in a pleasing way.
Yeah.
Like one of my like favorite parts was the record keeper.
Oh yeah.
And the whole little chapter was about the rugs. They brought over
Uh-huh.
wool rugs from Afghanistan, and how the rugs, they've been there through everything, so they remember everything. Like if you spill wine on it or the dirt from their feet, and so the rugs keep a record of their lives. And I thought that was a really cool metaphor.
There was a lot of really
situation.
lovely reflections that are reflections that I think I would have had. And so I was like really, really gunning to like this book, but I just can't say that I do. But
That's
I do
fair.
want to reread it.
Yeah.
If you want the physical book, I have it.
I'd love to borrow it. Yeah.
It's a hard copy, so it like
If you remember, this is along my like TISM vibes.
Yep.
Like
Mhm.
generational trauma.
Yeah. Yep.
facts.
No, for sure. Yeah.
This book just like unlocked certain things. Like
That's
in my
that's
brain,
sort of what I was wondering.
like with the boy getting killed.
Oof.
Yeah.
That one killed me.
My like also take this with a grain of salt because half the time, if anyone knows any other Afghans, they like what is it like
Embellish.
embellish a lot of stories. But my uncle, the one that like didn't give a shit about anything, like the cool one that passed away, when he was like 13, 14, I think they asked him to join the military.
Oh yeah.
And he threw a rock at the Taliban and was like, fuck off. And then they were hunting him. I don't know. My oldest uncle got him out of there and brought him here.
Oh wow.
Because UNL could offer him a job because
Right.
they have a sister school in Afghanistan.
wild.
which is fucking crazy.
That's
like,
crazy.
fucking Lincoln, Nebraska.
UNL
Please.
does have some really weird facts about it, and I'm just like,
I know.
Yeah.
how
I
did
just
we get here?
don't understand.
Yeah.
And then it was just like all these other little things, like stories that my mom would tell me, like how pretty it was, how much she misses it. But then also, like with my grandma, it kept mentioning like you losing like a piece of yourself, like a part of you dies whenever a family member dies. And like that was my grandma.
Yeah.
Like when her best friend died, my other grandma, her kidneys started failing.
Ugh.
Like
Yeah.
she just
Yeah.
like fell into a depression, and then
Yeah.
it just slowly, her whole body just gave up as her like two youngest passed away.
Yeah.
And then she just never recovered from that. And I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, maybe they weren't so dramatic after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well, like they referenced it. So the father got ill in one vignette, and the mother got ill in another vignette, and it was just they were literally just heartbroken. And I was like, I understand why, but that's just so traumatic to not even be able to like try and help heal with your like community because your community is dying.
Yeah.
And then you just have to bond with humans that have a similar vibe, but they're not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the one vignette where she was talking about some of the like people that would be used to like torture other people would slip into your lines, and you just have to like pretend like they weren't a problem.
Yeah.
And so the mom would keep serving them, and I was like, I'd probably accidentally murder that person.
Yeah.
Like just slip a
It's
little
a rat poison, man.
Yeah.
cyanide, almonds. It's fine. We're all here for that.
Find out what they're allergic to.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Peanuts. Sorry about that.
Oops.
This is for my everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. I just it just really touched on how physical emotional pain is.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us just pretend like that's not
Yeah,
the truth.
because there was also kind of sort of a through line that she talked about a couple different times, that like the mom was having surgeries,
Oh yeah.
and so like it was whatever surgery she was in that year in that house on that street.
Yeah.
And then it was this other surgery that happened in this year on that house, whatever. And like how the mom miscarried,
Yeah.
but she didn't know
Yeah.
she was pregnant. And so then she went
Yeah.
back to the hospital and said, give me a hysterectomy.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't handle any more
Yeah.
Yeah.
pain.
loss.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of loss.
loss.
God.
Yeah, I felt like what I always like to, I read a lot of books from a lot of countries on purpose, trying to fill out the map. But
That's what this podcast is.
that is also
Yeah.
what this
If you didn't
podcast is. But like, I'm at like 100 books or 100 different countries now, and a lot of them are from war-torn areas.
Yeah.
And I always,
we tear up a lot of the world.
because we tear up a lot of the world. But one of the things that I try to avoid like war memoirs if I can, because
Yeah.
like I want to see what you are like what creativity do you have that's not just a war story, because I do think that they are important. But what I really liked about this was that it was a war story, but she was able to use her creativity. She was able to
Yeah.
build you these beautiful landscapes, even if it's just in words. And
Yeah, and there's no dialogue.
there's no dialogue.
There's literally no dialogue.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know,
It's
so
all prose.
yeah.
Beautiful prose.
Yeah.
So I
cannot deny that this was very well written.
it was super well written. Nobody has to like everything. I didn't like really that She Would Be King book, and you guys were both super into that one.
I did enjoy that.
Yeah,
A little bit.
I didn't care for that one. So we don't all have to like stuff.
That's fine. We'll have differing opinions, I guess.
We don't usually.
I know this is
But
like
we
a
will
first.
this time. This is only the second because of the previous book I just mentioned.
Yeah.
And that was like the first time we ever did not fully agree on something.
Wild.
Which is crazy.
Checking off the list.
Word. But yeah, that was like one of the things that I really liked about this was like it's not, you know, just a story about war. It is a story about family and also like, yeah, the personal experiences of just being a child of a strict mother or a middle child or one of 5 and doing all of this and just being like a sister, you know, like so many times it's just sort of like, yeah, they're fighting and they're gonna kill each other, but also they will loan you a Sharpie.
And then
you
they'll
know,
also be like super well behaved in front of
oh
their,
yeah, like
neighbors,
everyone's like,
but-
wow, your children are so well behaved, and it's like,
And then
yeah,
they're tearing out clumps of each other's hair.
clumps of each other's hair, or like the one that like, oh, she pulled out a clump of my hair or her own hair and stuffed it in my bed, but it was like her own hair because she was just trying to like pin it on her
Yeah.
sister, and it's just like
Wow.
there are so many layers to this.
Yeah.
But I thought that she did a very good job of sort of like, I mean, my sister and I weren't like that really. We didn't like pick on each other like that so much. But there was just sort of like sometimes we're enemies and sometimes we're on the same page. And like nobody knows where you are except the people involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like, yeah, it was just.
Yeah, and I liked that it kept describing the like bedroom situation.
Yeah.
Because it was 5 girls
yeah.
in 2 bedrooms. And so there was one bedroom that had 2 twin beds and one bedroom that had 1 twin bed and a bunk bed.
Yep.
And it was like the sisters were always moving back and forth between the 2 rooms.
Yeah, so you never knew
Yeah.
who was
You never knew
who.
was going to be where. And it said twice actually that the sister who climbed the bunk bed
Would not
at night
necessarily.
was not the same sister that would come down in the morning.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And so I like, are they switching in the middle of the night, or is she saying like overnight
Emotionally,
they would, the way that they influenced each other, it was always a different person coming down.
I have a very silly story for this. So we used to go visit my family in Massachusetts, me and my sister and my mom and her best friend and her son, who is also our best friend. And sometimes we would take a random person with us. So one time we took Nate's cousin, Carl. And the 4 of us, yeah, the 4 of us slept in like, I mean, we're like early teenagers. They don't care that the 4 of us, 2 girls, 2 boys are in the same
my
room.
God.
Literally nobody cares. They're like my brothers.
Could not be my family.
And so that's fair. We're white. So, but the 4 of us, we had 4 beds, we had like a futon, 2 beds and like a blow up mattress. And one night, like we all went to bed and then we woke up and I just remember like waking up and being like, I didn't go to sleep in this bed, did I? And like we had shifted, so nobody had to sleep on like the air mattress the whole time. But I remember waking up and kind of like looking around like, I didn't go to sleep here. And then I saw like my sister waking up also confused, and also Carl was waking up confused, and then Nate woke up confused. And we were like, did we swap places in the middle of the night? And I think we did. I don't know how we did it, but all 4 of us were in a different bed than we remember going to sleep at.
oh my
And
God.
all 4 of us were like, but it was like me and Carl switched and Sam and Nate switched. So it wasn't even like everybody switching.
like
Just
a
like,
rotate.
yeah, somehow we just like, okay, I'll take that one. Okay, you got this one. I don't know how. So that was what I like to imagine happened with the
bed.
with the
bed
beds.
situation.
They just sort of like,
well, they're one of them was a sleepwalker.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was a sleepwalker when I was a child.
Yeah.
We can't go from like happy whatever we were talking about to death and destruction all over again. Sorry, this is death and destruction. That girl that got tortured, I
Which
actually
one?
wanted to cry. No, the one that like got like mutilated
Oh,
and
like
she was
sort of-
awake.
Yeah.
The one that fucked me up was the main character's. It would have been their cousin, so the mom's nephew that married his wife, and then they were married for like 24 hours, and
Yeah.
then he was brought back to her in pieces, and then they put him back together like a puzzle.
Yeah.
That was horrific.
That got real rough. There's just like so many little stories that you didn't know where they were going to pop up, and then they were just, hey, we're full on into this, and then you're like, great.
I just can't believe that was like national television. They were showing this woman. I'm like
her covered up and everything.
Yeah, but, like,
talking about all of
with
that.
her fingers out and like I can't. That's insane. And they did like, I think they had a picture around that point. I don't know if it was about the newscaster or something, but they did have a picture of it
Oof.
on the book.
Do you? I don't think that you will know. just based on vibes. Do you know there's a photo of a man being tortured, and he's standing on like an apple box, and his arms are out, and he has a hood over his head, and he has like electrodes hooked up to him.
Is it fake or real?
It's real.
Oh.
Based on vibes.
I didn't think that you would know it. Just based on vibes.
Yeah, I don't like to go on that side of the internet. I'm not gonna lie.
I try to avoid that weird internet things, and I was like, I don't ever want to learn about that.
Oh, it's from
Despicable.
Iraq.
Oof.
I thought it was Afghanistan, but it's Iraq. But the photo is literally just called the Hooded Man. But it's a prisoner from Iraq who was tortured by U.S.
Of course.
people. And there's like 3 different people who have come forward and said like, this is me. So there's like, they think that like
they did it
to many different people.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I believe
anyway.
it.
Oh yeah.
That's the worst part is like, okay, I can come to terms with people being awful, but I cannot understand being that person and actively like torturing another human being and not acknowledging their humanity. I just cannot. The fact that those people are real and they could be anyone is insane to me.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of horror movies because I love horror movies. And the ones that are like in The Strangers, I just watched it. I finished it yesterday. So this is fresh on the... Yeah. There's the line where the woman who they're like killing is like, why are you doing this to us?
Yeah.
And they say, because you were home. And it's like, that is more scary to me than any demon exorcism situation.
Yeah.
It's like, because that could be literally anyone, literally anywhere.
Them just being humans and then going about their day the next day.
Yeah.
And then there's just like dead people behind them. Like,
Yeah.
what the...
Yeah, there was also... Nope, I lost it.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to talk about this
ADHD.
more.
Yeah, I
was
had
very
way more to talk
nervous.
about than I expected to.
Yeah, I had a pretty good feeling that we were going to be able to vibe about it, but like I usually come in with like a full book report. Like this isn't even half page, guys. That's
wild.
it. That's all I have because I was like, it's going to be vibes.
Valid.
Yeah, okay.
We don't
I
have-
just find it so funny that like the first thing you asked me when you asked me about like what book was like, please don't make it depressing, and I was like, wow.
literally I said,
You failed that
hey
assignment
Sanaa,
so hard.
can you try to do something a little lighthearted because we have been reading a lot of really depressing books, and then I Google this book and it's like, it's a book about the suffering of war and the steadfastness of humanity through perseverance and strength and whatever. And I was like, Sada!
That
It's
was the only
fine.
thing that I could think of that wasn't.
Oh my God.
What is Hussein? What's his name?
Oh,
Khalid.
The Kite Runner.
Khalid?
The
Yeah.
Kite Runner, dude.
The Kite Runner. No, I couldn't do that one again.
I
I did
know.
that once and I can't do it
I
again.
can't read any of his new books though. Like it reminds me of my aunt, so I can't do it because
Oh,
she used to
no.
be obsessed.
Oh yeah, I mean
She'd
that's
make
fair.
all of us read his books, and now I just like can't even look at the author in the same way. I'm just like,
Oh.
too much memes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fair.
So
Ryan, did you get us a book that was kind of...
happy.
I think
Happy.
I'm
Oh.
just going to do that Hallmarky one.
Okay. Please
Can you give us the name again?
Yeah. So we're going to do Scotland next
We're
month.
gonna do Scotland
which
next
is
month.
so exciting. And while I did find one that sounded extremely interesting, then I was like, hey, how do you guys feel about like sociopathic children murdering their cousins? And they were like, actually, yeah, sure. And then I read the full synopsis of the book and I was like, oh
No, it gets a
no,
little.
it's too weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot.
So we're gonna
anyway,
do
we're gonna
something
do-
Hallmarky.
Yes. On September 28th, we will be reading The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan, which is our book for Scotland.
I hope that it's as nice and fluffy as Here the Whole Time was.
You're welcome for that.
That was,
by the way.
I always think about that. And I'm like, that was such a blessing of a little snippet book.
Yeah.
I know
It's
it
fully-
was so good.
It fully sounds like a Hallmark movie. It's like
Great.
a woman leaves her job to buy a van that she turns into a bookshop and then falls in love.
Yeah, great.
Oh.
Yeah,
I ain't
so
mad.
it's like, yeah.
I
That's
read
fine.
whatever.
Yeah.
We need a fluff
Yay.
sometimes, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
They
bad.
get dark.
Cool.
We did it.
We did it. We did it. We did it.
No
Yeah.
Isima. Okay, anyway, bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
The suppression, the use of marijuana.
This podcast was brought to you in part by KCUN
Yeah, we could say that.
Please tell me you recorded that.
89.3 FM KCUN.
Perfect.